Do we see the start come from the inside again? We can see the number 14 machine, Heath Fisher, is down there. We've seen solid starts so far from the inside. Rolling in from a long way back is one of our junior riders, Heath Davey. Doesn't quite get it. The 14 machine is there, as to his Morrow.
Your great start once again from the inside. Number 22, is it? Is that Ellinger? Oh, little bit of a mistake there. There's our red plate rider, Jack Devison, up the inside, and he does go into the lead.
Draper is there as well in third place. Davey, I think it is in third, with Draper trying to make the pass. It is Ellingham, Jack Ellingham, that is in second. So a great start for him on the Honda as they move down into the Fox left-hander at the moment, with the MXGP of Australia Whole Shot Award going to that 22 machine of Jack Ellingham. And unfortunately, is that him down?
No. Drew Kremer has gone down. So we have got Draper, looks like he's already made his way up into third place.
It is Draper in third, Davey in fourth place.
Oh, big kick sideways for Hayden Draper. Trying to make our riders as they come through.
Fisher is up there in fifth place. Brown, good start for him in seventh at the moment. You see in the background the boys scrubbing it over the top. There is the 14 of Fisher. Brown, the 658, just to the outside as they go across there. Someone throwing it dirty sideways in the background.
Great shot coming through. Race leader Jack Devison.
Ellingham.
22 of Jack Ellingham there in the second place.
Oh no, but he's tipped it over. Just as we started speaking to it, I was about to say he is not letting our race leader have it his own way.
All right, so we're seeing some very familiar signs from round one. It's the two WBR Monster Energy Yamaha boys of Jack Devison and Hayden Draper. First and second place. Is this going to develop into a little bit of a battle?
Looks like we're seeing that Seth Morrow unfortunately has retired with a mechanical issue. He was one of our top qualifiers as well. So out of this one, as we see the battles starting to heat up, the 35 machine, Lachlan Allen creeps up one more place into 8th at the moment, just in front of Hayden Downey. Ellingham has got himself back up. There he is on screen, with one leg off as they go into the Fox left again. The 32 machine to the inside, Joby Dunn.
Yeah, Joby Dunn was right up there at the pointy end of the field in qualifying. Likewise, Lachlan Allen. Joby Dunn got those yellow numbers on the plate. Still a junior. Yellow numbers meaning we're under 16 years of age. Such a great thing. Obviously, we've got our fans of the sport that well and truly know what the MX3 class is all about. But for those of you new to watching ProMX, the MX3 class has our two oldest age brackets of juniors, our 15 and 16-year-old riders, and our 17 and 18-year-old seniors.
These are the battles from 7th back at the moment as they go into the right-hander, just before the mechanics area, a part of the track that has claimed many riders throughout the day. Very deep ruts, tricky conditions.
Heath Davey, Danny's dropping his way down outside of the top 15 now.
It's unfortunate for Davey after such a great start. There is the 32 machine of Dunn just holding off the pressure being applied to him at the moment by Ellingham on the 22. Ellingham to the outside.
A passing opportunity out there, some kind of smooth ground there. Oh, another couple of riders gone down. That's the number 8 of Rossiter. He was up in 4th place.
As too was Cooper O. Here we go. We've got a Honda replay. Look in the background here. Two riders. Oh, big crash.
Just lost the front end, and unfortunately for Rowe, nowhere to go.
Craziness up front. That was the corner that almost caught him out the last time, so he needs to regroup. Here is a Honda replay, way back on the pegs, moving into this corner. Does he just, he goes over the top. Didn't crash. Didn't crash, but really got caught out with those ruts. So very costly. How does he respond? Like you said, is there red mist? Is he calculated? In fact, the fastest lap time around the last time around came from our 4th place rider. I was going to say Draper said his fastest lap that last time.
And look, this is the hardest thing when you're trying to compete against Hayden Draper, is that 9 times out of 10, he is so calm and collected.
Joby Dunn flying to the outside here on the 14 machine of Heath Fisher from the United States. Dunn flying for the fastest lap of the race. Faster than our leaders by 0.1 of a second.
Yeah, that's impressive.
He's the first of our juniors up front. Yes, Lee, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I do believe that he is. Yes, absolutely. And what an amazing ride he's having so far. Trying to make that move up the inside.
Wow.
Such a
How
short part of the track. That is. What can the number 252 of Jack Devison do? He knows his biggest competition is coming from his teammate. He's got the red plate after round 1.
No. The 32 machine of Dunn down in the corner, so he is out of second. Oh, Ellingham tried to block out that line, almost goes down himself.
There's a bit of craziness going on in this middle part through here. And it was looking like being a fantastic race there from Joe Dunn.
Manages to hold down the position just in front of Ellingham as they move towards the finish line again. There is Burgess hoping to take advantage of any mistake that's happening with these two riders just in front of him. 8 minutes 20 in the moto for these riders still to go.
Now, of course, this weekend at round 2 in Canberra, naming rights for the Factory Honda senior team, SCT Logistics.
Burgess tapping the rear wheel of the 22 machine, letting him know that he is right there. And to the inside, you can see the urgency. Gets the pass made, but he's going to have to keep it going because Ellingham's right there as well, ready to respond. And it looks like Devison has managed to find the flow again, back into form.
He has just dropped the hammer. We've got a 151 from Heath Fisher, a 152 from Jack Devison. So absolute league of his own for Hayden Draper.
Those kind of lap times would have put him in around about 6th or 7th place in the Pros MX1. That's how fast he is riding through qualifying.
No surprises right there. Joe Dunn, once again, he's up there next to our championship points leader, Devison.
Across the finish line again, 6.5 minutes in the moto. Downey quietly just sitting there on the outside.
Yeah, this MC left-hander, this corner is a critical one because it leads into this right-hander, which I believe is one of the toughest corners on the track. Devison, big issues through the inside there. Dunn around the outside.
And Burgess to the inside here. He's going to push it all the way up and take the line away.
That's been a couple of times he's made a move through there. It's his favourite part of the track, without a doubt.
So it's all unravelled for the championship leader, the 254 machine of Devison. Looks so comfortable at the front early in this race, but it only takes one mistake to turn things around, and it has really snowballed from that point for the red plate holder. There is the pressure from Burgess. Does he have the opportunity to get a few more turns time to get a similar pass made to the inside?
I think he does. He's got a flow going on at the moment. He's got a couple of lines coming together.
He's not taking a couple more turns. He's going to get this pass made right now. Straight up another one.
He controls the inside here, just needs to make sure he just reasonably well, there we go. That's a tricky corner, that one. Goes to the inside. Now, this has bitten a few people. Oh, comes straight across, but makes it work. But he finds himself in a different part of the track to where he's been making all of these passes up the inside. But unfortunately for Dunn, just didn't have anything for Burgess, as Burgess moves himself up now into the top 3. We're seeing Dunn with a lot of looks over the right shoulder, but likewise we saw the same from Burgess. I'm sure you would back me in here. We need to try to keep that focus moving forwards as much as possible.
Absolutely. There is the 38 machine. Downey in front of Devison. Ellingham still sits in behind him. So Downey has made that pass on the championship leader, the red plate holder. Slides back one more position to 6th. And if he's not careful with Ellingham the way he's riding, another pass could happen right now. This is terrible for Devison at the moment. This race has not unfolded the way it needed to be.
Now, we had a little bit of a chat off screen before this race got underway, Danny, and the prediction was that Draper was going to do exactly what he's doing. I thought myself that we would see some good lap time speed from Devison, but I was just hoping he was going to be able to keep it together and not make any major mistakes and let it unravel. And unfortunately, that is exactly what we've seen from him here in Moto 1.
Still holding tough though at the moment is Devison, trying to regroup and make that pass back to the inside. Oh, the mistake from Ellingham, and eventually it will go down.
Oh, he's seen a few mistakes in the first part of this race, but this one has bitten him hard. Who has gone down there? That looks to be
425.
Number 425.
It's a little bit further back here. It is the Honda replay, so keep an eye on the 22 to the outside. He misses the rut just here, and it starts a motion that he is unable to get out of.
That could have been a bit bigger than that. He managed to get thrown over that left side of the handlebars. You don't want to get caught on the bars on the way through. It can do a little bit of damage, that's for sure. He's still within
right there.
Reach.
Absolutely, right there, has the shot at it as they go through this very final lap. Big look over the shoulder for our race, a second place as our race leader moves his way towards the checkered flag. Not long till he'll pick up his first win. But Fisher doing everything he can to try and close down. He's got to keep that pressure away from Dunn.
Super impressive as he tips his way into the right hand. A checkered flag comes out. Moto 1 victory, Maxxis MX3. Moto 1 to Hayden Draper on board the WBR Monster Energy Yamaha machine. What a ride from the New Zealander.
Massive dives here for the final positions for these riders. There is the 14 of Fisher. To the inside, Dunn. Keep your eye to the inside gates. Heath Fisher was out very quick on the 14 machine. He's about 8 out. The 254, Devison, 5 bikes from the inside. Boys rolling in. Devison with a terrible jump. He's going to be eaten up going into the first turn.
Seth Thomas around the outside. He's got himself a pretty good start there.
Is that Ellingham again?
And Ellingham with another great start. He has been on fire jumping out of the gate.
Looking back to see, two riders coming together.
Oh, is that Seth Thomas? That is Seth Thomas that just tagged another rider. He's a long way back.
Cooper Rowe is there as well, as we see the MXGP whole shot award again going to Jack Ellingham. As we see Brown is with another good start. There is Draper just to the outside. Brown in 5th, Draper in 4th. Where is the red plate holder? He has still not come into our shot.
Have a look at these ruts out here. This is just roll the dice and pick where you want to go. The dust starting to come up on that takeoff ramp to our massive tabletop in the middle part of the track.
Devison back in 16th place. Oh, Ellingham, that bike very close to being out of control. As we see Rowe to the outside, blasting his way through, trying to make a pass. Devison 17th now on our list, but it's about to tick over. He's going even further back, 18th. He has had a terrible first start.
What has happened here? Cooper Rowe, he's putting all kinds of pressure onto the back of Jack Ellingham. Oh, mistake there. Needs to be careful. Big foot dab. If you have a mistake while that foot's dangling back near the rear axle, it's almost a guaranteed crash.
There is Draper. We saw some speed out of him in the first one. I don't think there's any urgency at the moment.
Whoa, hunted. Absolutely. I don't know if that was on purpose. I don't think it was on purpose, but that was young junior rider Ollie Burkett out of Western Australia. He copped a big hit there. Wow.
Another rider just down there as well. So they're all coming to grief early on in this one. There is Ollie Burkett on the 610 machine. He has Heath Davey just in behind him on the 125. Dunn, who was miles back on the opening lap. The Stark machine there is giving up the ghost by the looks of it.
Okay, so that's the number 125 of Heath Davey there. Has already made his way up. He's having a good battle there with Mason Brown. There's Kremer trying to make his way up the inside. Things getting very hectic here. Both of those riders almost coming together.
Yeah, Downey made a double pass, but looks like he's lost them both back just in this last part of these corners to the inside. How about Kremer to the outside? He's going to pick up two. Not quite, got squeezed out into the right.
Awesome little battle going on here. Kremer just trying to find some space through. The number 125, Heath Davies, making his way up even further. Obviously, those yellow numbers there, we've said it before, we'll say it again. The yellow numbers, that's our junior riders. Catch what happened to him there, but he's obviously had some kind of mishap. Massive mistake there for Cooper Bowman.
Bowman's not a very big rider on that machine, so it really took control of him there. Did well to stay on the bike through the Honda right for the young riders now as they dive to the inside here. Kremer, Dunn to the inside.
Almost coming together through there, and your line that you favour, that far inside. Some of these riders here in the MX3 class starting to pick up on that. Nice creative line from Joe Dunn there, just jumping from the inside line across two ruts. Love to see when a young rider's thinking like that. Means that they're starting to spot some different lines out there that not everyone's taking.
Max Compton on the number 6. Great battle between these riders, and again, they're not too far back from the ones in front of them. You can see them just there. They can clear them. Dunn with a big scrub to the inside, not quite close enough to make this pass stick. Compton will swing around the outside from the position he's in, but it's a long way around there.
Nice line up the inside there by Joe. A lot of these riders seem to be a little bit worried about going to the far inside because it could be deep or it could have a big bump in it. But sometimes if you just roll the dice, sometimes you can be presented, as we see here, beautiful pass.
So that moves him into 8th place.
He always seems to ride at 101%. If he can just back it down that 1% and minimise some of those big mistakes that he makes, he's going to be a key player right the way through to the end of this series.
So down goes Rowe. Bike backwards. That looks like it's gone over the bars to get to that position in the rut.
Not a good spot. Not a good spot to crash, and now has to somehow turn that bike around.
Oh, there is Devison as well. What is going on here? So a mistake once again for Devison. That was in front of the mechanics. That was a really weird situation right there.
But look, it's just gone from one thing to another today for Devison, hasn't it? Unfortunately, it's been one of those days. I think he's going to get home tonight. He's going to get a little bit of me time, sit there and ponder on what happened and just go, it was one of those days we did not need to happen, especially when carrying the red plate.
The lead extending out 7.1 seconds for the 22 machine. Only just quicker that last lap around by 0.3 of a second. But that's all you need. If you can keep extending that lead out just a little bit, eventually it will break that second place rider. And in saying that though, for Draper in second, he really doesn't need to push himself.
All by itself, Riley Burgess to move up to second place in the championship points chase. What an effort that is.
Ollie Burkett with a great run this time around as well. Currently sits in 5th with a great battle with Dunn. Well, maybe 6th place at the moment. Dunn passes him, then it'll be 7th. But a good performance here between these two. Well, these are three junior riders, correct?
Yes, so Ollie Burkett, young WA kid, very young. I just almost got off an 85, I believe, so correct me if I'm wrong. May still have 2 years of juniors left, so what an amazing job for him. Joe Dunn, who's having his best race of his career that I can think of, and of course the 125 of Heath Davey, who is an absolute superstar, well-known junior in his last year of racing. Big mistake there for Dunn.
Just needed to tip in a little bit more to that corner, set him up in the rut.
That's when you start to get worried. That's when things go wrong. However, amazing ride for him so far at the moment.
This battle continuing for fifth place I should say. Davey Dunn. Davey is not giving it up at the moment, holding strong there on the 125 machine. So goes through the left-hander towards the mechanics. Inside line for Dunn now. Almost coming together as they entered into that corner. With the 125 still looking very comfortable at the moment. The two lines split apart.
Jack Ellingham continues to lead that gap now, 8.9 seconds. The last time around, both on the 147 lap time for Ellingham and Hayden Draper. So things looking very similar.
Oh, down goes Dunn, tucks the front wheel, trying to get into the inside rut. Actually, he found the rut, but pushed through midway through the turn.
Of a MX3 Moto win here, a first for him, which would just be such a great accomplishment.
Oh, race leader's gone down. Such a small mistake leading into it. 10 seconds is not going to be enough here. He's going to get up and running. There is Draper. He sees him go past.
That was the smallest of mistakes that just snowballed into something big.
Back up and running in second place right now. He needs to recompose. Here is the Honda replay. So keep an eye on the front wheel. He just misses the lineup to one of these ruts into here.
Oh, it just washed out over the top of that first part of the rut. A little bit of whiskey throttle and that bike was off. As he makes his way into the final turn, the Kawasaki right-hander make that 4 wins. Checkered flag for our MX3, Maxxis MX3 Moto 2. What a win for Hayden Draper.
The 22 machine of Ellingham will come across in second. He will be bitterly disappointed with that. However, he has to take some positives away because that was a sensational 95% of a race that we saw out of him. One little mistake